So welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. So I hope you're all doing well today. And during this time, we're in a season where it's almost like a peaceful kind of a feeling in the air. And I hope everyone gets to feel peaceful during these times. So I've got something really interesting to explore with you, and I think you're going to find it really thought-provoking. It's a question that might seem a bit unexpected at first, but I promise it's going to make sense as we talk through it. And the message is, true connection is about love and compassion. It's about lifting each other up, not using one another for personal gain. So for some of you, or us in general, might have undergone some kind of exploitation by that narcissist who tried to use the concept of reflection of I'm you and you are me to make you believe that you were their extension. And in a way, it's true when you think of the oneness theory to uplift each other. But the same does not apply to the narcissist. They twist and turn reality for their own benefit and use such concepts to get the better of you and eventually use you. And the relationship is always just one way and not reciprocal in any way. So be careful when dealing with such concepts, because healthy relationships have healthy boundaries too, but not for a narcissist. They will violate all your boundaries just to try and make you submit to them and worship them. So, having said that, can the idea of I am you and you are me be compared to narcissism? Now, I know at first glance that seems like an odd pairing, right? I mean, I'm you and you are me is about unity and connection, and narcissism is, not exactly about being connected to anyone else. But what if there's an interesting overlap we should look at when it comes to this concept? So let's start by breaking down what we mean by I'm you and you are me. This concept, when understood, is deeply rooted in unity and spiritual interconnectedness. It's the idea that at the core we are all one. That the person sitting next to you, the stranger you pass on the street, your family, your friends, we are all reflections of the same essence. We share a deep bond that goes beyond our individual identities. But now, let's flip the coin. When you think about narcissism, it's the exact opposite of unity. In fact, narcissism is often about seeing others as extensions of oneself, but not in a spiritual connected way. Rather, it's about manipulation, control, and validation. So how do these two things, the oneness we are talking about and narcissism, relate? Let's break that down. First, let's talk about what a narcissist sees when they look at someone else. Narcissists often don't really see others as full independent people. Instead, they see them as mirrors that reflect back their own image, their needs, their desires, their ego. The narcissist's world revolves around self-validation, and in that world, everyone else is simply there to serve that need. So a narcissist might in a way say, I am you and you are me, but what they mean is, you exist for me to reflect what I need. It's more about control than connection. It's not about a shared essence. It's about reinforcing their own sense of superiority. But here's where the real difference comes in, and this is key. When we say I'm you and you are me from a place of unity, we are speaking from a place of compassion, empathy, and understanding. The whole idea is that we see others' pain as our pain and their joy as our joy. We realize that we are connected, and that connection brings us closer, helps us grow, and deepens our relationships. Now imagine the narcissist looking at someone and thinking, I'm you and you are me, but with no empathy, no compassion, and no genuine connection at all. For a narcissist, the person they look at is an extension of their ego. They might not feel the other person's pain or celebrate their joy. Instead, they just use them to boost their own sense of self-worth. It's not about connection, it's about control and exploitation. And that's where it gets tricky. While the phrase, I'm you and you are me, is meant to highlight our shared humanity and interconnectedness, narcissism misuses this idea. The narcissist might think of others as extensions of themselves, but only for their own validation or self-interest. In a way, a narcissist could even distort the idea of oneness to suit their own desires. They might tell themselves, I'm you and you are me, but the me they are talking about is actually just their ego. So instead of a deep spiritual connection, they are just using others to feed their need for admiration, control, and attention. Here's the big takeaway. The concept of I'm you and you are me is about seeing each other as equal, about recognizing that we share the same energy, the same essence. But in narcissism, there is no equality, there is no mutual respect. The narcissist may think they are connected to others, but in reality, they are using them for their own validation and ego needs. It's a distorted version of connection, one that thrives on exploitation and not love. So while the idea of I'm you and you are me can be a beautiful and spiritual truth, we have to be careful that we are not confused that with unhealthy forms of connection, like narcissism. In true oneness, we are all equal and we lift each other up. But narcissism is about hierarchy and seeing others as tools to reinforce a fragile sense of self. I hope this conversation has helped you see how these two ideas, oneness and narcissism, can be both related and yet completely different. The only relation they have is the extension kind of a theory. True connection is about love, respect, and compassion. Narcissism, on the other hand, distorts connection to feed the ego. It's a reminder that while we might share the same words, it's the intentions behind them that truly matter. So, thank you for being here with me today. If this resonated with you, please share with those who might need it. And drop a comment below. Do you see how narcissism distorts the idea of oneness? And if you're new to the channel, thank you for sharing this moment with the family, because there's always more to explore together. So until next time, remember, true connection is about love and compassion. It's about lifting each other up, not using one another for personal gain. So take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And till next time, I will see you in the next video. God bless.